shows you it wants to sell off. I haven't even opened DOS yet. How fun is that? Man, if I didn't need DOS for execution, I think I want to try and get Ninja up on equities.
It's just a feed.
I just never tried it. Yeah, I think it's just a feed. I think I definitely want to let.
It's just not as convenient to go get there. Parts.
Yeah, but then but if I linked it with my IBKR, I could trade futures on my IBKR through Ninja. And then if I didn't have an option, I only like to cut equity tickers. I could load it in. You know what I mean? I mean, it'd be pretty sweet.
So if you look at NVIDIA's, is a seed, it's an ATR upside.
Say that one more time.
So it's the ATR and NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, that's like, you know, the ATR needs the ATR like upside. So just look at it.
So Nvidia right now, yeah, isn't carrying a play because it's exceeding its ATR right now. Right. So we've already moved higher than we would expect to go. Right. So I mean, it technically with a higher range, it could be a breakout today and run for floor levels, but that's going to be a play that maybe works once every, I don't know, man, not very often. So, but I mean, it could be we kind of hit the CP here. We've kind of held. If we come back and hold R4, you technically could still entertain the idea of an R4 breakout. Look how bullish this L2 is.
Still have a good news yesterday too.
Yeah, right. They had the new chip or something. There's a new thing they had going on, right?
Yeah, then
I think I need a new graphics card. I think that's one of my problems. I think my because every now and again I have a monitor that's just not turning on, and like some random stuff like that. I think maybe I'm just burning my graphics card a little bit too aggressively. And then I was thinking about refinancing my monitors. I was thinking actually about taking my two large monitors and like making them vertical, and then taking my two shorter monitors and putting them in the middle, like side by side, or in the middle stacked, creating like a little bit of a more of a cube of kind of a
I
situation.
got a new graphics card and they made quick math on
Yeah.
these programs on so much.
I mean, I thought what do they call it? I mean, it's a beast. Oh, it was the beast when I got it home. It's a Ryzen something or other.
Yeah.
Ryzen, sorry, no, it's not. Ryzen is my, uh, stupid. It's a GeForce RTX 2070 Super.
Yeah,
I had
that's
a
actually
dude
the
build it
same.
for me, and it was a.
That's the same one I think it was the same one I had that I
Yeah.
replaced. I got the 4080 now, and it's
How much do those things run you?
I have to go back and look. They lowered the prices yesterday. Make this.
Oh, I guess they yeah. Now that they're always
Not
nice.
that. I got the 4080 and it is lighter, it's faster, and I had the 2070 Ti Super as well.
Okay. 40.
4080.
Damn it! I don't want to spend more. Okay, yeah, I do. I love shopping. Amazon. No, don't make me do that. Can you buy them on Amazon?
Yeah, but go to Newegg. They have better.
Yeah, you may be able to find a better deal. Some of these like
Oh, yeah. Okay.
sides. I think I bought mine off iBuy Power, which is cool.
What is it? The 4080?
That's what I put. Yeah, there's a series of what is it like a 40? There's 40 set. There's 4060s, 4070s, and 4080s, and
4090s.
One.
That
It's
bad
just
boy.
depending on what you want.
There's a TI and there's a Rig.
Yeah.
I sent you a website for it.
Yeah, but for everything I'm doing, and I do some like editing stuff on.
That's hard.
This 4080 is great. Yeah, no, when I built the rig, it was expensive, but it's what I needed. So
$1,200? Is that what it is? No, $11.99.
Yeah, that sounds close. That sounds accurate, actually.
Okay.
The graphics card is probably the most important, most expensive thing in your computer.
Yep.
Is it okay?
Yeah, even like a very good CPU is.
Couple hundred. 4080 Super 16 gig has been a lot, been 1200.
I need to be able to drive 4 monitors at least, right? They do
Yeah,
4.
oh yeah, that one is forward, and you do a bunch of video stuff. I would definitely recommend.
It sucks because it's like the when I had this one built, the board basically won't do 2 cards. So I got
You go with you can go with 4070 Ti Super. Ti very fast. You can compare the 4080 against the 4070 Ti.
Yeah, any of that any of those in the new series, which is the 4000s, are gonna be exponentially better than what you have right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, just pick which one you want. This is what I put in mind, but it's Bookmap runs like freaking.
Yeah, I just needed,
Crazy.
especially with all the streaming. I've had a couple of times now where like I'm literally like as I'm doing my thing, like I start having like monitors start blinking and stuff like that. And it's just like I'm like this thing's gonna burn and I'm gonna be stuck without one.
How old is your computer?
A few years now, couple years, 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, I was having some graphics
The
cards.
price of these things, I might just buy a new computer.
I was going to say, look at some rebuild. Like, even on Newegg, they have built. Put in the graphic card you want and a couple other things. They have good deals. Yeah, sometimes just buying that computer.
Yeah,
I'm sick as-
unfortunately, because yeah,
Yeah, like here's right here, like this one built one they did. It's like 2,400 or something that comes with one of those in it.
That's sometimes like you're gonna get a new RAM because
That's
there's
2 terabytes.
yeah, I would definitely make sure you got a lot of RAM.
go with 64 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, that's what I did on mine. At least, actually.
Or if you get a deal for 32, just buy it.
Yeah, just buy some more.
Buy it right away.
Let's
I did upgrade my RAM to 64 on my laptop. I had the 4 monitor.
Yeah,
Okay, what are we trading today?
trading. I'm shopping.
Before you can shop, you need to make that money.
Ooh, that's pretty. Not true. I made the money.
You got graphics card money today. I'm going on a trip next week, and that's my excuse. I'm like, I'm gonna make enough money. Trying to make enough money to pay for the trip.
You can do it. I don't know. Right now, I actually am kind of like an AMD right now. So I'm gonna kind of watch and see if this opens, if it makes it. Oh, did we lose the play on it? What did I? Oh,
ATR probably got pulled in.
narrow range, higher range. ATR is still fine. Oh, it wants it to open in the CPR. It's above R3, so it's too high right now. I'll keep an eye on that and see how annoyed I am about that. I mean, because there are certain times where I might change that to as long as it's inside the R4.
That's what I do as well.
We can also, I think we already have a buffer in here too. We can buffer some of these. Like you could say if it's only a certain amount above R3. That should already be in there, I think. So
Amazon has a lot of plays, but too far away from S3 really is their R4 breakout.
oh, that's yeah.
I'm loving it.
I was watching Wicked last night because I bought the video when it came out. It's a pretty good movie. I saw it in 3D in the theater. It was pretty good. Get my theater nerd on.
I watched an interesting movie, 2 days ago. The Creator. It's about AI, and it could have been so much better. The editing was kind of a little bit confusing, but it's kind of interesting. It's about AI gets to the point where it ignites a nuclear bomb in LA, and then
Dang.
humans start fighting it. And I don't want to give away the movie, but it's kind of interesting.
That's
Nice. I like dystopian future type stuff, so I liked it. Could have been a lot better. It was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think they just it was getting too long, so they edited out some of the stuff that would make it easier to follow.
NVIDIA, no.
NVIDIA's just opening really, really high. It's so NVIDIA, I mean, I don't know what I would say would be a good play to use with it. Right now, it's super bullish.
Did they come out with news? They came out
So,
with news.
yeah, they got chip news. If it sells and the order book stays the way it is, you could look to pick it up around R4. But you're already over your ATR. So, but today could be a really big freaking day on it. So, I mean, who knows, right? But you've already we've already just gapped an incredible amount. So, well, you can't see that out there, but it's way up here.
Yeah, AMD started moving too.
Does anyone have any idea on this quick chart how to get pre-market into here? On this is a daily chart, but it doesn't show me pre-market on equities. On futures, it will. Like because I guess it's not pre-market on futures. Does anyone have an idea of the setting? I can't figure that out. Save my life. Especially like when I look at SPY, I'd like to be able to see that the SPY is at 597 now, which would be somewhere here. Uh, might just be a thing.
I hear Meta added Dana White to its board.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they do, what's the name, start doing the check for freedom of speech there too. Like you can say anything whatever you want on Facebook now.
Yeah, I saw that news this morning. Zuckerberg came out and said they're going to take away the third-party censorship, and they're going to go to community notes like X.
It's doing a complete 180, huh?
Yeah, they're all going to kiss ass to the billionaire that's in office now. That's what they do.
But what if they're yelling fire in a theater?
I mean, community notes work because, like, majority of the people just want accurate information. It's like Wikipedia. Like, Wikipedia is pretty accurate because it just gets fact checked by so many just people. You know, just
I don't know. But I remember Wikipedia 10, 15 years ago, and
Yeah, it was.
now it's really changed. Like they have really activist editors Wikipedia, but in
I
general,
thought it was like open source. I thought it was like open, like anyone could go. It used to be like when I was in high school, which was I guess 15 years
oh
ago.
no, they got some people that are like hardcore. Um,
It is open, but but if you edit it and then someone comes back and edits it back right after you edit it, are you going to be willing to edit it back and forth with them over and over again, or eventually you're going to just go, screw this and just stop? You know what I mean? So they've got people out there who have,
let's say
taken it upon themselves
they're
to be,
activist editors. They
yeah, to be, basically like a,
that's what they do.
yeah, they're trying to change, actually, like, they're trying to change, like, sometimes truth, right? They're trying to change reality and put an alternative spin on certain
Read about January 6th on there from 4 years ago. My experience was all like peace, love, Jesus energy. I posted that picture in the.
It'd be hard to argue with someone who was there, so.
Yeah,
Like guys got. I like your picture going.
NVIDIA coming out with 5,000 series video. I guess I'll wait.
That's the problem. That's the problem, Thor. As soon as you buy something in a month, they'll come out.
I'm gonna wait for the 5,000
The best of the
series to come
best.
out.
It's happened to me every time.
Spend 4Gs on a freaking graphics card and stick it into an $800 computer. Dude, that's awesome. That's like street racing here in Florida. You go out and get yourself like a $500 240SX from like the 90s and put about 10 Gs under the hood and you got yourself a 4-second car. You can burn down the drag all day.
You get you like just an i5 processor with a 5090. Can't even keep up.
It's actually a good idea if someone like broke into your house to steal all your stuff, they just pass on the computer because they're like, what is that? A Dell Pentium 4? Oh my God. All right, I'm moving on. Sorry, I used to work in business IT. And I used to do my business that I had when I was in IT. I made a killing upgrading small to medium businesses. Right, you had a small mom and pop restaurant. You had like a small corporate office, CEO, CFO, and then like 10, 15 employees. I was just crushing taking these people out of the 90s into the 2000s. And it was right when Exchange was starting and like Office was starting to go cloud-based. So I was doing all these, Exchange upgrades, building people new servers, taking them from being LAN-based email, but you'd have people with Exchange servers that had been since like the 90s. So you couldn't just step it up because they changed the language. So you actually had to upgrade, and you had to sit there for days, like upgrading through all the different patches to get it so that I could get it to the cloud. It was a wild gig. But charging labor just to sit there and upgrade. It's a killing. And it was just we were doing good. I had like 3 or 4 trucks when my daughter got like rough and we had to move to Jacksonville. I sold the whole business, but it was moving along. We were doing pretty good. But anytime you went to do upgrades or anytime you went to a place was just littered with Dell Pentium 4s, like every small and medium business everywhere. You're just carrying out Dell towers. Dell must have made like 4 bajillion. I don't know if that's a real number. They must have made like $4 bajillion on whatever that chassis and chipset was. So much money. Because everywhere I looked, they were just everywhere. I'm gonna go grab a quick drink real quick so we can get ready for this open.
I don't know, I have a feeling NVIDIA gonna sell off to grab the quality and go break all-time high.
Again, R4 is a play, so
The all-time high is 153.88, and it didn't break it yet.
Tesla is technically just came out of S3. Is a long play.
I mean, it's got a buy there.
Good. 400.
Not a lot of volume in the pre-market, so you know you'll really want it to open and give it a few minutes to let it price discover. But otherwise, I mean, it's a higher range, it's a wider range, and it's going to open above S3. And the ATR to the top side, you know, you can go S3 to R4 pretty easy. So doable. Order book right now is it looks a little bullish, but there's more selling than buying, so that's put us into a balanced state. So low volume balance right now, so obviously no trade there. As we listen.
But if those green marks go towards the go away.
So ideally, what you'd want to see is we'd see like we already see at 876. There's kind of an order set.
Oh, that's nothing.
Isn't that what you're talking about?
That's
Oh, Tesla, sorry. That's different. Hold on, what's it? This one. Also S3. I like the higher wider as well. Like, I just can't get it to
I think you have to reset it to default. Log out, log in, which will then save your setting, and then do the same thing once you rebuild it.
That match out, please. I like that. Okay, that looks nice. All right. So we're actually a bit bearish.
Yeah.
So that's a concern, right? So you wouldn't want to play this long right now with a bearish book.
Yeah.
Right. So that you're going to need to change. Right. And if you zoom out a little bit, you can really see it. I mean, there's not really that many orders up here to the top side. So at the open, we are actually more likely to drive down towards 400. So this is going to be one of those where you probably want to hang off and just see what happens. If this chops a little bit and then they bring in, so you can already see where the orders will be. If they chop for a little bit down at S3 and you see them really start tearing in these orders and they kind of bring in the balance and then tear it up, then maybe. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's a hard maybe. But right now it looks more like it wants to sell than buy. Although it's squeezing a little bit, but yeah. Oh look, they actually just took a little bit of the bid off the downside. See how they did that? See how the market maker does the entire price tiering? They actually just pulled some bid off the downside. Not at the institutional levels, but at the shorter time frame levels. So we'll see what happens.
How do you get it so zoomed in?
Huh?
You have like so zoomed in, and you can see that line so much better than I can.
I've got from this side to this side, I'm doing about 15 to 20 minutes. And then, yeah, I'll go right about there. From about 400 to like 410. But the ATR is like $25 on this thing. It's got a really big ATR. So, I mean, I could zoom out to like something more like that, maybe. But I don't know. That just seems a little bit too open. Yeah, right about there. I grabbed this area here in the numbers and.
But you get like 40 you don't get 20 cents and 40 cents and 60 cents. Once I do what you just did.
Mine's are even.
Yeah, how do you do that?
That I'm not entirely sure. I have recenter auto BBO. I don't know if that helps.
I have that too.
Ooh, settings. Percentage tolerance?
How do you get there?
right click in with the numbers
Uh-huh.
and
Settings.
then percentage tolerance.
Same.
Yeah. I haven't changed those from default, so I wouldn't think anything different.
I did see it once.
Thor, on Twitters like Tesla, I end up avoiding them because 2 days ago close is so similar to yesterday close. I feel like there's not a strong enough bias. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not against that idea. Tesla, I don't know if Tesla's an ideal ticker for me. I don't like that it's opening in a buying range with a bearish order book. So it's definitely not my favorite look right now. I actually like AMD. I'd love to see if AMD squeezes and gets up to around R3 or R4 and it rejects R4. Then but it has a bit to go. So we'll see what happens. The market's just kind of hung up here around R3-ish on the lifting market. Sorry, we're on the alpha now. So R3 should be more around 60. We calculated 60.52. Instant what? For a second. So we'll see what happens. Maybe a party. I had a really good couple of days on futures already, so it's kind of like, I mean, yesterday and then Friday went really well. Don't forget Thursday is going to be the market's closed, but we're still, as far as I'm. Order book on Tesla is looking more bullish than it was. It's a little high for an entry for me on a little bit too wide of a candle. So it would be hard to get into it here unless you plan on running an incredibly wide stop, but below like 404 and a quarter or something. So unfortunately, it's not a fantastic place to try and get long. A little bit too much balance in the book still, a little bit as well. But seems like we are building ask. You can see the ask is getting stronger. But let's see if this thing dips down and gives us a better entry opportunity off of S3. Order book balance went a little bit too much to the bid right now. So bounced right off of it. Oh my God. Things getting on a wide for any family. HDR is still in a nice spot. Order book very bullish now on Tesla.
Oh my god. Done. Okay.
Tesla's order book's still looking pretty bullish. But, and buying. But having a lot of trouble getting a good buyer in. I'm watching ES here for a possible short if we can't get a buy going. Not at R4 though, I guess. Maybe we're right. Here goes Tesla. What is he trading? Mhm. Oh, my chart's all weird. Hold on. Still no. Nope, still 10.
Oh.
Volume on Tesla as it tried to sell there was pretty low. So book still bullish, still buying.
I know. I know. I'll take it. Hold tight. One shot. Oh shit.
The market's kind of rolling over a bit, coming back. It came through the 50. Tesla's still struggling to find a buyer that's helping lift it up towards R3. So, and we brought in a large bid on Tesla to the downside, which brought in some balance. So just kind of, they may come down and hit this 405 bid. And just be aware of that. Order book's actually looking a little bit better now. There we go. We kind of went down and hit one of the bids, so which made us look a little bit more bullish. Dawson. I'm entertaining on whether I should tighten up the 0.75 or not. We'll see how it goes.
No, they're gonna come down.
Don't know futures trades because nothing got into the right levels yet. I mean,
No.
Tesla's shorter term books looking a little bit more bearish.
कुछ नहीं आया एक ट्रेड गेम कोई गल नहीं लॉस नहीं होया हजे
Yes, it's kind of looking a little still. Our order book still has a little bit too much ask for the upside though.
yeah selling it
But we're selling quite a bit. You can see the
Amazon might be a thing.
Wow, a lot of play options at least. Order book's pretty heavy on Amazon. Careful with longing.
Yeah.
We're selling the order book still quite bearish.
Like, there's all
Yeah,
the orders.
the order book's got a lot of bid to the downside.
Oh, you mean, yeah. I'm not longing yet, but if you look
Yeah,
at
it's
the
not
extend a
saying
little
it's
bit,
not a long right now. The order book was
Yeah.
still a sell.
yeah. But if you look to the top a little bit, it's all orders to the top. So gotta wait for the
Yeah, you gotta clear out people with it.
which they're doing.
So this may it shoot all the way up to 26 and come back a month. Something like that. But right now they're selling quick back. ES looks like it's gonna sell. I'm not taking it because it didn't get to R4, but it looks like it's still.
So we took out buy side liquidity on the NQ. Thinking it should go down to the sell side liquidity, 2166-ish.
See what we do.
I mean, they took out all the pre-market buy side liquidity, like all of it.
Oh, 100% swept right up into it. Clear pre-market high just ever so slightly. SPY and Qs did the exact same thing. Tesla's still holding this S3 area, by the way. I might even watch him in Q for a buy if it can get all the way down to S3.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think MQ, that would be our spot. If it happens, our wide range, our S3 would be beautiful. That'd be around like 21,660. Seems like all the different calculations kind of agree on that spot, which I also like more.
Yeah, I noticed that without an instrument, they're all kind of same range.
They're all similar. Tesla's still holding this S3. Tesla's order book still maintaining a bullish posture.
So far away.
If it goes, the expectation would be a run. Look where the ATR is, right on top of R4. So that's our target. As long as you can get to R4, you should be all right. See what I mean though? Look at the order book now, rolling on my screen. Look at Tesla's order book. Look, there it is. Now we're over 3 squares to the ask. That means we're rocking. That was nice. Now let's see what happens here. But see, it doesn't look like they're going to sell back off, because if you look in here, notice here they're not bringing in a lot of bids. So right now it doesn't really seem like they intend to start selling off, at least not yet.
Yeah.
If you look to the top side, they're bringing in more ask. The smaller time frame orders.
Yep.
They're tearing in. That's our continuity right there. That's our ladder. We're gonna go up in the pre-market high now on Tesla. I think I'm gonna work on getting my DOS into Ninja, or not my DOS, my IBKR into Ninja. And then that way I can trade and then I'm gonna work on getting some equalized risk keys, kind of like we already have for the futures, the fixed risk ones, get those built for that, and then we'll have a really good platform we can use for trading equities and futures for execution. So basically you could use TOS for analytics or Ninja with Bookmap for analytics. It'll be done. All the plays on the screen, all the good stuff. We didn't make it low enough for me to feel comfortable buying
Oh, boy.
in any futures.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Look at that 15-minute candle on NQ. It's the same as yesterday. They just did it in the pre-market as opposed to in the regular market.
Mm-hmm. Well, so and if they're too far from the high or the low, they'll sweep the pre-market high or the pre-market low the same way. If they were closer to the previous day's high or low, they would have just done it off the high or low.
Yep.
But instead, they just set the pre-market range, which just sets up everybody in the morning and then comes in and gets through it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you read that 15-minute candle as bullish, even though it's showing up as a a red black candle, correct?
Let's see.
With 60-70% of the candle showing a wick.
Yeah. So the reason why I'd consider it bullish is actually because I feel like the volume on that push was quite good.
Okay.
Like the volume increased as it went up. It didn't fade as it went up, which a pullback like an ABCD, you would expect resting volume on the pull up, not increasing volume. So now if it, I don't know 100 because it did drive down with volume.
Look at the 5 year now. You can probably bullet, then track, solid.
Once I switch over to top, charts and stuff like this, but like if you're looking at the 15-minute here, like you can see in the pre-market, we set this low, and then so basically they just came down and swept. They came down and closed PEC because that's what they always do that, right? More, or at least not always, but more often than not. They're going to close PEC, and then they came down and swept it, and then came back up. The big thing is going to be to watch what happens here, right? The reason why the short is at R4 or the buy is at S3 is, it's exactly for this reason. You know what I mean? It just didn't get low enough. I wanted it to get a little bit lower down into here, and I would have picked it up because I was expecting to find a seller here, which is because we sold it all, pre-market high and all of that. So I didn't want to buy too close to the seller and have to get chopped for a while. Although I do think it's going to go to R4. Look, this is where we found our seller before, right here.
Yeah.
Right, and that's where this is where our R4 comes in on this day. So we found our buyer right here at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, I mean, buyer to seller, ping pong. So the question is now, are they ready to go ahead and do this now? Or are they going to come back down here and fish a little bit more? That'll be the interesting play. Tesla made it all the way up to last month's R4. Now it's going all the way back to the Oh wow! Look at that Meta came right off of this.
News in 10 minutes.
Like I said, what's the news today?
We got JOLTS and then U.S. manufacturing PMI, both a red letter effects.
Okay.
JOLTS will jolt the market.
Yeah, Jolt, the one they revise every single time.
Yeah, no.
Lauren, are you back to using lane orders at all, or sometimes not really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You do,
I do a little bit of both.
you do both, yeah.
Yep.
I totally forgot, like, lane orders were my absolute best trade, and all I got away from them.
Yeah, I generally use them, but if, like yesterday, we didn't have a pullback right to R4. We had a new candle body, open above R4 and clean pullback, so I got in with the market.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to come back to R4.
Brian shorting Tesla. I hope it squeezes you while I'm in it.
Oh, you went in?
Oh yeah, I got in Tesla a long time ago. I got in like when it came down to Wicton near S3 down here.
Oh,
Stops below S3, like right below. It's like right below 400, 404. Pretty wide stop. So I need to hit target. I need to get up to around 418 to hit target. I'm also watching MSTR here, or actually just got long MSTR. It came right off of S3 really well.
Watched an interview with Michael Saylor, the CEO of Mister.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, interesting stuff to say. You want me to send it to you? Let me send it.
yeah, I love that.
Okay.
And I'll watch that. Good toilet material. Oh yeah, we got like look how much bid we have now on Tesla though. See what I mean? How they brought in the bid. Never mind. I killed the I didn't like that. Yeah, whatever. Tesla's gonna go breaking my heart. It was really bullish when I got it. It had more ask on it, but it went up and it got to pre-market high. And after it got to pre-market high, the order book flipped bearish and it sold off of it. But I really like the range and I like all the other components to it. So I'm just gonna kind of hang on to it. I like how Qs are kind of NQ getting hung up here, up under R3. So maybe there's a little chance, but I just wish we were a little higher. In my heart. Come on, Tesla baby. Order book's still a little bit better. They just brought in some more ask. Look at that, our ask is getting a little bit better. Come on, you know you want to. I have one of our Padawans. I won't out who they are. Has this really cool strategy that they've been doing. This basically they just take one trade a day, regardless of the outcome. And they so they just like sit down, basically find their one trade. Once they find it, they hit the button, and then they basically just get up and go do stuff, and then they come back around like noon or 1 o'clock and just kind of see what happened, and then evaluate it,
I like it.
and then go through it. And I was like, man, that's really cool. And then what's ended up happening, which I thought was really sweet, is in the process of that, it's taken a lot of the anxiety out of trading.
Yeah, I would think it would.
I got full NVIDIA.
Nice. You got the short?
I showed. I lost one in the beginning. I was trying to long it, but I showed it.
Killing it, Mohammed. Good job.
Thank you.
See these bastards? They were trying to make it look bullish. Now
Yeah.
they're devastating everyone's hopes and dreams.
So after
I love it when they do that.
I look back to the chart. Was the prime like it didn't break all time high.
Right.
So I
if you
got my Tesla, by the way. I got rid of it. That is way too. I'm not gonna hold through a order book that's that
Yeah.
stinking bearish.
Yeah, that's
So,
opposite of what you wanted, right?
we'll talk about the rule violation or whatever, but that's just
Okay,
ridiculous.
I mean,
That's a decision I'm just
you
gonna.
didn't want to see that, so.
I went ahead and killed that. If it sets back up and the book flips, I'll be willing to get back in. But right now, screw that noise. That was a scary looking book. I was like, whatever. So plus my RVR kind of stunk because my entry was so wide. So I'm actually kind of hoping that this thing will come down, hit S3 really nice, sweep the low, and once the market's done selling, then maybe gives us a nice rally. But it just wasn't ready. This book is way too bearish to hold. In fact, I actually got short on the Qs up here near 525 because I was just like, whatever, if this market's going to sell off, which it is. Everything looks weak as crap right now. You might as well just get short. I think I'm going to make like 20 bucks on it, enough to cover comms on it. I just got out of it because even if it bounces from there, I don't want to that looks like that. Yeah, it's not good. Not good trade. Where can we go if we go low? QQQ gap.
21,640.
2 days ago's close was at like 519, like way down there, and we gapped away from that pretty aggressively. So we can definitely put some downside. Boom! News! Whee! Let's go! That's a really big drop. All right, if this bounces, I'm not going to be very happy. But I was, I'm holding a Q's position. It went all the way to S3. It didn't hit my target, but. Now it's right technically in a buying range. So if it comes off of this range and starts buying, you know what I mean? We'll see what happens. But that's a lot. Set them up.
So the Jolts came out with more jobs, 8.098. Forecast was 7.74, but the US ISM PMI came out hotter at 54.1. Forecast was 53.5. So we just, you know how I was calling out the sweep of the buy side liquidity? It just went down and it took out the sell side liquidity, which is what it does. It takes out if it takes out 12 hours of pre-market highs, the only place they can get out of that larger position is at the bottom, below the pre-market, right?
Yes, short target just hit. Yeah, exactly, Lauren. You couldn't exactly. So I was the struggle was just really so when we came down, we sold with volume, and when we pulled back up the pre-market high on these, we could not get through. And then we sold, and look when we pulled back up again, our volume was just struggling. So I just didn't feel it. So I got short. Actually, it sold when I saw that big sell come in, and I went ahead and went short and threw my stop all the way back above pre-market high, which is a pretty wide stop. You know what I mean? But this is one of those things, sometimes you don't have to, you feel like you're using a wide stop, but once you get the direction and it really moves. So glad I got out of that Tesla position. Look at how bull bearish that freaking book on Tesla is. Like, oh my. Andrew,
Okay, some of the bunch of balances that were left on the drive up yesterday.
I got a section. I gotta run. I'll talk to you later.
Right, Lord? I. So no, the ATR is off below now. It's 35 instead of 45. So if you want to get in, use a proper stop because if you use less than this, your light's going to be visible.
So in the morning we had this 3 and 5 minute choke and see where it pulled back to.
What'd you call me?
OTE. Back to OTE. Back to the order blocks. Put your stuff above high of day. And your targets will be 21,640. Next target will be 21,480 if we can't reverse from here. I got short, but instead of putting my stop at the high of day, I put my stop at the high of the body from that 5 minute fair value gap. So it was at where was it? 21,794. Look where it put me out.
Do you see how we took out that buy side liquidity above pre-market highs, Brown? And then we delivered it to the pre-market lows, basically.
Look at Bremta. I posted. I'm interested in the level 21,800.
Oh, nice. Pretty easy when you see like a sideways pre-market like this, like a obvious, like non-directional. You just got to mark buy side liquidity, which is the top of the pre-market, and then sell side liquidity. Wait for one side to get a back lift. And out like 12 hours of liquidity, stops all them out. The only place they can just get out of that position below the pre-market or even lower. Yep. Just keep going.
Man, I had the right pieces, but got stopped out on a few ticks.
It happens. You were right. It sounded like you executed it correctly. It's just sometimes, market's random. Like right now, who knew it was going to sell this far? So, the thing is over a period of 50 trades, over 100 trades, you're going to have more winners than losers. A lot of the just get from the next. Other news came out, traders no longer fully priced in a Fed rate cut before July.
The next area where I will be looking for a sweep is 21,480.
Okay.
You know what's pretty obvious is that look on the hourly chart, there's a big clear belly gap on the hourly that we went into just barely and rejected. Now we're going down and filling some hourly bullet ones or rebalancing some.
Same fair value gap on the 3-minute, 5-minute, and 15-minute.
Yeah, I see those new ones that showed up. You see that hourly one though, Bram? That's above where we,
Yeah, but we had the same one on the 15.
Yeah.
There was also a fair value gap over there on the 3 and 5 as well. So everything was lining up there.
well, once we swept the buy side ERL, a couple people asked me what I thought, and I said, well, I think we're going to deliver to the sell side. We went quite a bit lower, but you know. Oh, on Instagram, we bounced off best board.
I still think we're gonna move lower.
You know, 500 is kind of coming up. There's an order block down to left over at 50625. So they want to close out their positions. That's where they're going to do it because that's where they injected the liquidity. They're going to close out probably just leftover buy side orders down there. So remember this day, because I've said it before, when you see a sideways market for all of the free market, just mark the high and low of the free market and look for basically a wick above or below and play opposite. Because you, like I said, if it takes out like 12 hours of liquidity, it's gonna, they gotta take it somewhere, and it's gonna be right to the bottom of the range. In this case, it could be even lower, but you know, if you just caught the top to the bottom, that would be definitely more off. 21,800 to 2158. 150 points.
So I have this as a playbook in TradeZella, and last week I took two trades on that, both winners.
Was that
100%
3 minute thing you're talking about?
No, a sweep of pre-market high or low, and then play reversal from there.
Oh, nice. I mean, if you play these things right, you only really need like one good trade a week, 1 2 good trades. So
Yeah.
have a pretty good month, right? Make 2,000 or whatever at one ERL to ERL. Times that by four trades a month, 2,000, 8,000 a month.
And this would be the same play if I put my stop above the high. So you want to see the sweep?
They kept trying to hold it up high. They knew what the news was going to do. And they knew about this rate cut thing. So they were trying to keep it as high as possible so that when they did slam it down, they could grab everyone's expensive contracts, right? Premium, and they could take it down to discount. I think we're going to go down to 500.
Well, the liquidity is sitting at around 480, 475-ish.
Yeah, below yesterday's low, right?
Yeah.
47875.
So I would expect to move there.
Yeah, because I mean, again, if they took out 12 hours of liquidity, that's awful lot. It's a large position. And of course, they want to sell, they want to cover as low as possible.
What?
You guys watching this, we're kind of in the right buying area technically for a higher range day right now. So, I mean, with the big sell, it's not 10:30 yet. So we could still honor IV steps if we find a buy within the next.
Oh, yeah.
few months. We can buy from here all the way up to the top of the range. So, I mean, we got down here in a hurry with some good volume. I'd still say we're selling more than we're buying right now, but like I'm watching AMD right now, right down here, S3, good spot for a bounce, and then even NVS are both in a great spot for a bounce. And if they move much lower than this, they're going to have to commit to one hell of a sell-off. So at this, they're kind of in that spot where they're going to bounce. They need to get that going. Right. So I'm not going to take a trade, although I generically would, because I already hit a really nice target on QQP short and ES short. But I do actually feel like this is, if it's going to be a bounce here, it's going to be a long. Yeah, talking that out. But it would be in the right range. Just wait, maybe a little bit more fun. Tesla is selling like hotcakes. Man, I'm glad I got out of that thing. That order book was, after we've been using this order book indicator for 2 days, I'm perfectly good with a strategy, but not a suicide strategy. You know what I'm saying? If it says, no, if the GPS is telling me to drive off a cliff, I need to be smart enough to understand that I'm about to drive off a cliff. You know what I mean? And I was looking at a cliff, man. I was like, this is a very, very disgustingly, bearish looking order book. But, yeah.
Yucky.
But my God, ice cream. My whole life, I know so because my daughter, with the autism, just listens to nonstop. Yeah. AMD's like I said, just really cool stuff.
I did short NVIDIA there from S4.
Did you? Yeah. I was laughing my butt off. Andrew has been trying to long NVIDIA this whole time.
But
do you
but if you
understand
look
what
at
you're
the-
doing right now? That's how awesome you are right now. You're reading the order book. You're in the ticker. You're reading the market. And you're saying this thing wanted to go down, so I'm going to go down. Dang, it's stuff. The AMD all over S3. Look at this beautiful, rip right into S3 and then consolidating right on S3. I went ahead and took one. I'm longing. I'm going to try the AMD one. If this doesn't work, it'll be my stop out for the day. I got the keys. I need to keep trading because I had two. So I need to take them. Look at that bounce, right? Look at the bounce right on the ES and here too, right? Whatever.
Hey, though, I've been watching A&D, but I mean, to me, the way I see it, the volume is just very low. You go up.
Yeah, the order
besides
book is a
made
little bit
that low.
balanced. The order book, the order book was a little bit balanced, but look here, we're actually bringing. Oh, hold on, let me put my screen up. I forgot to switch things. Check it out. This is what made me want to get long. Look here, look how the order book went. Oh well, now they just brought bid in. Thanks. I was giving an example. But anyway, 2 seconds ago, before you looked over, this red line was like this. So they had brought an order in for the top side, so the order book looked more bullish than bearish. So that's why I got long when it came down here, and it made this new high. I got long, I'm long right there with my stop somewhere. It was a pretty wide stop, 1.7. Yeah, pretty down there. Right by the ATR low. Like this thing comes sweep the ATR low to get me basically. And then my target is a movement to option. So 131 is some change. So that's a little hopeful. But you know, I think it's good. And it's, oh, there we go. There's the order book. See the order book's over to here. So we're starting to get some imbalance to the top side. They're bringing all these orders on up here. It's starting to really create a lot of them. It's creating some more imbalance to the top side. If they had a few less of the smaller ones to the downside, we'd probably start doing it. But that's what's hanging us up right now. Is that we're basically almost balanced. We've got bigger ones to the top side, but we've got more smaller. We have a larger number of small orders to the downside, which basically is creating balance between the small and the big. But maybe not. What if the hospital like but it's the right spot for all to happen. All the way. I would have definitely taken a walk on Q's and hit Q right there. I mean, it still might be time. We haven't even gotten through the 4-man trend line, for God's sake. So we might come up here, bump the 4-man trend line, come all the way back down, and do it again. Because the one thing we didn't get for a proper bottom is a really big volume spike. You know, I mean, I normally would have liked to have seen a little bit more volume down there. But this would be a trend continuation, not a reversal. So it may not need as much volume to turn here. I'm just gonna hang around the AMD. It looks like it's gonna be a loser. If AMD loses, I'll be gonna lose it.
Oh, I like the mentality.
Gotta find me a loser. My hardest part, I swear, and I've got a couple of y'all that are dealing with this, and I love you because I go through the same thing. I'm more concerned with being right than making money. And I don't know if you resonate with that at all, but it happens to me all the time. Where it's like I just want to be, it's like I've had 2 winners. It's like I don't want to risk any of that money. I'm like super right today. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, but I can be more right.
I think it's just general human psychology.
Gotta be. It is, and you gotta fight it. It's hard. It's hard. It's one of the things that holds me back the most. Is just not trading enough. Ooh, look at that. A little bit of selling there. Let's see if it gets absorbed. I like trading. I don't like trading. I'm so excited that you were shorting NVIDIA because the order book was stinking bearish and the CVD was stinking red. And there was no way this thing was going to bounce even with somebody else's money.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy. Look at this thing just. Who's ATR? I mean, this thing just is destroyed today. That's great. But I mean, from the open, you basically got a higher range. If it had opened a little lower, I mean, this thing was this thing was an R4. Oh, because it was over ATR, it probably would have called it anyway. But R4 to S4 all day, every day. How? Still going. Turning into a counter trending breakdown.
Yeah.
That's just phenomenal. Like, that's phenomenal. Look at the bid. Dude, Lauren, look at the bid on this thing right now. Look at
Oh yeah, wow.
on my screen. Look how much bid NVIDIA has right now. Andrew's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna try it long it. Would you now? Would you now? I might not.
Not according to Bookmap.
Look at the order
We got Mitch
structure.
Floyd in there too.
Look at the order structure. Smash. Hulk smash.
Hulk
Or no. Puny God.
You remember the old Hulk series?
Yes.
That was great, huh?
Dude, the OG Hulk was the deal.
The Lou Ferrigno? Oh
Yeah.
man, he was cool.
I
Better than any of the
I went to a wrestling thing, convention, I guess you would call it, when I was like 7 or 6, because my dad basically looks like Hulk Hogan. He's not as tall. He's like 6 feet tall, but he's bald on the top with long blonde hair, beard. A dude, he's ex-military, so farmer, ex-military farmer, same build. They used to call him Cobra in the military because he's got kind of big laugh back. When you get mad, the slats would flare out. So big old dude, right? I'm actually taller than my dad by 2 inches, but I'm much skinnier, like structurally, than he is. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
We're talking about the Hulk.
Oh yeah. So we went to thank you. We went to ADHD came in there. We went to a wrestling thing and I actually met Andre the Giant.
Oh yeah.
And Ferrigno.
High five.
All at the same time.
I got high five in video.
Dude, look at you.
So 9 on all day.
Well, I'll remember when this was hard. Oh yeah, because you re-shorted S4, right?
Yeah, I really showed it.
Jeez.
You trust your analysis.
Good.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a little bit of.
Thank you.
Golf clap. Double golf clap. That's not a golf clap.
That's it. Where'd the blonde come from?
I think that was Bram's mic was still open.
I don't see a bong sound on my options. Time to take a rip off the bong. 9 hours.
That's how you know you finished your day. All right. Gosh, man, we get paid to do this. You know, we're making money while we're doing this right now. Someone just got 9R while we're doing this. Look at how our ATRs have like converged on this video. It's so wild. So now, like that, our ATRs are like do we got? I mean, so in theory, on a counter trending breakdown. By the way, when I did measure counter trending breakdowns, because the counter trending breakdown was actually a play that got evaluated for the system. Right? It just only some plays I discarded because they did not set up often enough for me to teach people how to play them, basically, if that makes sense. Like out of every 100 trading days, that play would maybe happen one day or 2 days out of the 100. So you can't really like track that as a potential trade unless, I mean, if you're going to be trading for the next 10 years, maybe. You know what I mean? But it's only going to set up like 3 or 4 times a year. And for me, especially for building a book on it, just wasn't worth it. So this R4, right? Actually, oddly enough, on a narrower range, the R6 to S6 happens more often than a counter trending breakdown, which is why it made it, and a counter trending did. But you can see here, and this is a perfect low volume trough. As we came back up into R4, not only was it low volume, it was on very small candles as well. You know what I mean? So the reshort at S4 there, although maybe not a play that's detailed out, I agree that this breakdown first tool was a tool counter trending breakdown. But highly effective because people had to be there as well. Would want to right? So it's like I just really like how you get kind of into like, all right, this is the direct challenge of the market. How do I put this up? To the direct challenge. It's stuff.
But if I look at that, okay, was trending under Israel.
Oh, there's one. Yeah. Under a lot of it. Yeah, on DOS, it's no under it. It's little, kind of like the same thing. It was in DOS, the score was actually slightly high. So actually on DOS, it looked like the DOS is actually, yeah, I can see what you're saying. It'd be like, oh, flip. Right back. Well, isolated pivot on it. Plus, I just copied the DOS for the S4. Woo! Look at that order book. No. Oh my god, that's fun. All right, you guys want to know what a Barrett order book looks like? Found one for you. There you go. It looks like that. Just go 4 levels.
feel like this thing that go on 39.
Use it all. Watch this now. Watch this. Let's have a little more fun. Watch. Here's HDR low on right here. Good see you, guys. Right here. Oh wait, you gotta look at our HDR high too. Just about the high. Yes, look at the high. Watch. That's still good. Watch. If you go any lower than this, you can't revert. You have to commit. Okay, so this is a real big moment because of the HDR high. If it gets any lower than this, you don't see a hard set. Wouldn't be able to suck this down too low for us to be able to do a nice bounce. So if there's not a bounce, this is the spot. And actually fits the can. You can actually see where if we're going to buy that sleep and try and make it from Henry, we're going to buy a 65 alley back up in the they don't do it now, which they would not. They have zero expectation. Once this comes inside of here, it makes it really good. To a water down here. I've got 5 books. So it's probably this out. But
but just one, I was like, just really well this. During one of our one-to-one sessions. Lines up with so they'll just be a little bit.